Hello and welcome back to Fright Frame. With the new year, one of my resolutions, let's say, was to make more videos than I did last year, as well as making them around 5 minutes long, talking about all sorts of movies. And for the first of these videos, what I wanted to talk about today is a film from my own country, which I've seen the wonderful Pavel talk about in his own video like a year ago or so, and I'll try to link it in the description down below. But if you haven't seen that video, or by the title you couldn't guess, I'm talking about a Lithuanian movie, the first Lithuanian movie I've watched this year, and the one I picked was Reminiscences of a Journey to Lithuania by Jonas Mekas from 1972. And I have to say that this movie left me appreciating Lithuanian cinema and history more, because I'm usually used to, on at least television, that Lithuanian cinema is just crappy comedies and over serious dramas and nothing in between. Perhaps some documentaries thrown in there, here and there. And this was so different to what I had ever seen from Lithuanian cinema. I know Jonas Mekas had to emigrate to the United States because of the Soviet government, so he has a little bit of a different lens to someone who's lived in Lithuania their entire life, which I found the most interesting thing about this, as well as the different lens to Soviet Lithuania that Mekas offers from a historian's sense. It's interesting to see how the Lithuanian countryside looked in the 1970s, especially when, at least in school courses, the Soviet period is just the two occupations, Siberia and basically the partisan war, and then from around 1954 to around 1990 we don't get taught a lot of what happened. So from that sense, as a Lithuanian, it was so interesting to see. But I think at the same time, if you're not Lithuanian, and if you do find it, I think you should watch this film, because it's a lot more than just one man's experience with Lithuania in the 70s. It's about home and about family, and is like 80 something minutes, 81 minutes, which I think is very approachable, even if the format is not your usual documentary. And I mean, if Marty Scorsese put this and a few other films of Jonas Mekas on his letterbox, I think that says quite a bit about how influential of a director Mekas was. Straying from the topic of this movie in itself as a piece of art, but more talking about it as a piece of consumable media, it suffers from a thing that a lot of Lithuanian cinema suffers from, that most of it is very inaccessible. Because I'm Lithuanian, I think, I could watch it on the national broadcaster's website or whatnot, but no, unlike any Lithuanian sites, there's no trace of it, and that's the same for like a movie that's like 3 years old or like 20 years old. Most of the time you just have to hope that it will be shown on television. But at the same time, I appreciate the work that the national broadcaster is doing alongside the other broadcasters, which tries to make more Lithuanian cinema more approachable. If you ever find it on a website or it becomes very well available to you, it's 81 minutes, why not give it a try? That's all from me for now, and hopefully see you soon.